How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Raffle Rowlett and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at 3 different Pokemon rumors, give or take, and some other stuff that we are going to cover. Now, again, these are rumors, keep that in mind, take all this with a pinch or mountain of salt, as it may not or may be confirmed. We don't really know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens in the future. But either way, sit back, relax, and let's get started right away. Starting off with this post right here from 4chan. So let's read what it has to say. Hisuian Throw, and Sork. Now, in a promotional planning meeting today, we were shown these. I stayed behind for a few seconds after everyone left and quickly took pics. So for the quality, I was rushing. Also, they're dark fighting. And then somebody comments, is this real? And he says, here's Sork. And here are the actual images of the actual Pokemon. Now, I'll be honest with you, these are some amazingly well-made, images. Like, these are really well drawn. I'll be honest with you, these, like, this Sork and the whole, like, they just look really good, okay? No matter what way you twist it, these were well drawn. Now, are they real? Well, I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, this was sent my way, and I'll be honest with you, I think these are fake. I think these are fake, very highly likely fake, and, well, why do I think they're fake? Well, honestly, it's more or less because, like, they just, I don't even know how to put it, but, like, they just don't seem very likely to be happening right now. Of course, you might make the argument, well, Sork and Hawk, they could happen. They've got this whole, like, kind of martial artist design to them, which might fit with, where we're going with the Hisui region and whatnot. But what makes me not think it's real is because these sort of images and promotional artworks, it's unlikely that they would leak this way, because if you are the person leaking this, like, look at what this guy says, right? That he stayed behind. Now, if they want to figure out who leaked this, if this is an actual leak, they want to figure it out. They just look at who was on that meeting, who was in that meeting, and then they go through and check who did what. They can even, like, if they're under NDA at the company and stuff, they can request a lot of crazy things and ask you to give them a lot of information, provide you, like, information, of your stuff, so they can, prove that it was you that leaked it if it was you, right? So why would you do that? It's like a risk that comes with a lot of fines and stuff like that. So I'm just going to probably say that this one is most likely debunked. Personally, I don't think it's real, but then again, if you think differently, let me know. So next one is this one right here, and this was posted 4 days ago by Sam Carr, who's just a legend, says, Legends ARCEUS Hisui informs BDSP postgame, and it's just a pretty long post here on the ARCEUS PokeLeaks, Reddit page. So let's go through it. Hi, I work freelance part-time for a marketing company that assists in promotional materials for video games, merchandise distribution, trailers, key art, etc. Now, these sort of places do exist. The marketing companies do exist. I don't really know who does the marketing for Pokemon, if it's an in-house team that does it for the Pokemon company, or if it's, outsourced. I don't know that by a third party, so who knows. But either way, my job is on need-to-know basis, but this is what I've found out from one of our contacts at the Pokemon Company Incorporated after poking at them for months now. BDSP. So here are the details they give us. Fairy types, which I think we already knew BDSP was going to have that. Alolan and Galar forms can be traded for with NPCs in various cities and can evolve into their Gen 8 regional evolutions. Only Gen 1 to 4, so Mr. Mime, Vulpix, Zigzagoon, etc. Except the legendary birds. No Megas or Dynamaxes, no new Pokemon, Platinum decks with mythical events, okay, fair enough. Post-game, Battle Tower where you can fight against various trainers from the region, including gym leaders Cynthia and also Leon from Sword and Shield, which it wouldn't surprise me if Leon was included in some way. They just like to just hammer him into anywhere they can find. They just like to shove him into anything they find. I'm personally not a fan of Leon whatsoever. I know some of y'all are probably big fans. I just don't care about him. I don't think he's that interesting or anything. But they seem to just shove him into anywhere they can. So I wouldn't be surprised if this would be, be the case here. Wouldn't surprise me. But let's continue. Legends ARCEUS, however, he says 20 Hisuian Pokemon, including a new regional evolution from 1, 2, 3, and 5. So I guess from those generations. 20 Hisuian Pokemon, that actually is a pretty decent number, to be fair. Like, pretty large number, to be honest. Examples I know of include Hisuian Teddiursa Fighting and Hisuian Torkoal Ice and Rock has a regional evolution. Now, this is where the problem comes in with this one, which is where I want to probably debunk this rumor as well. We've already seen Ursaring, okay? It's just a normal Ursaring, We've already seen Ursaring, so why would there be Hisuian Teddiursa if we've already seen Ursaring? Did this person even watch the trailer, or am I missing something here? Now, I did suggest in one of my other videos, which I'm making, which I talk about my team for Legends ARCEUS, I do suggest that there always could be a possibility that Pokemon we've seen in the trailers may change or may have forms that they don't want to reveal yet. That's always a possibility. It's never out of question that they could do that. Changes can be made very late into development, and even after trailers are out, they can still make changes. It's highly possible that that could still happen, but the likeliness in this situation that would be the case, I don't know, man. I don't think it's very likely. I just don't think it's likely at all, or even possible at all, that would be the case. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see why they would do that. It just doesn't make any sense. So I'd love to know what you guys think, thoughts are on that. But let's continue. Hisuian Torkoal, though, Ice and Rock, has a regional evolution. Fair enough. Only one brand new mythical Pokemon, not tied to any regional variants, coming after launch in an event. 10 Plate Keeper bosses you will fight during the main story that are empowered by the ARCEUS plates. Most of the bosses are regional variants and evolutions. Defeating them will grant you a plate, while 4 are given in the story, and the final 4 are found at ruin sites. Well, again, I've already talked about the feature of like having some sort of bosses, and I think you need to maybe get the plates or defeat the bosses in each part of each, like the region and whatnot, to then, you know, unlock the next part. I think that's going to be a part of the game system, but then again, it could be that it has nothing to do with it, but they just haven't really said anything about the story in the game yet, or anything about like what ARCEUS has to do with the story. None of that's been really talked about, so we'll have to wait. Now, completing all research tasks for an individual Pokemon will significantly increase chances of it being shiny in the overworld. Now, this is actually a cool concept. I think this way for shiny hunting would be really sick, actually. Like, I think it'd be a great way to actually get shiny hunting as a feature in the game, as you know, by basically having it so the more of the Pokemon research you've done for it, the higher the chances are to find a shiny one in the wild. I think that actually is a great way to make this shiny hunting feature work in the game. I think it would be great. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's continue. Now, Professor will give you a Peace Charm. After being the main story, it prevents Pokemon from running from you. Okay. Post-game is investigating Hisuian Mysteries, a chain of side quests following Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, and others. That wouldn't surprise me if that is the case here. Then I wonder still, like, what's the main story then? Like, what's the main game, right? No, like, we got the post-game here mentioned, right? Like, Dialga, Palkia, etc. But what's the main game, right? Like, what's the end goal of the main game? Just going across the whole region, making the Pokedex? Is that it? Is that the end goal of it? Or is there more to it? Or is that it? That's what I kind of want to know. Like, what's the deal there? So that's more or less the rumor. Now I'm going to give you my quick opinion on this. I think this one is BS. Of course, anything is possible. I've seen some rumors which I thought were total BS. One of them actually turned out to be pretty much real. Every piece of info it gave was real, but if I'd read it back in the day, I would have thought it was BS. This one, I don't know, the Teddy Urza part is the biggest issue I have with it. It's the biggest issue is the Teddy Urza part. Everything else just seems kind of bog standard. But what are you guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let's move on to the next thing, which is this right here. So basically we have here, Nintendo Insider just said to Eclipse there'll be more Legends Arceus info in the coming months, which means next month the news cycle is starting for BDSP and Legends Arceus. And here basically Eclipse says, and maybe they'll give the same icons for attack and defense, but with different colors inside, like blue, for example. We'll see. There's a lot incoming for the game mechanics in the next months. We've seen only 30-40% of the game yet, which is fair enough. But yeah, so Felipe here apparently has more information. I think he's one of the Brazilian accounts that posted. I'm not sure if he's a legitimate source or not. Don't quote me on this. I don't know. But if you guys, if you guys know more about it, let me know in the comment section down below. But apparently he's saying there's going to be more info, which I already am pretty sure, like most of us know there's going to be more info. It's unlikely that they won't do another trailer for Legends Arceus before the release. They kind of have to. And there probably will be another trailer for BDSP before release. The same way that they followed the news cycle for Let's Go Beach, Let's Go Eevee, which is, by the way, Let's Go Beach, Let's Go Eevee are following the same cycle as BDSP, weirdly enough. They're following the exact same cycle, which is interesting. It is very strange, so it makes me feel like we are guaranteed gonna get another trailer for BDSP, and most likely at least one, but possibly even 2 more trailers for Legends Arceus, because there's still a lot that needs to be explained. We've seen like how the battle works, system, you know, all that. We've seen some basic stuff. We don't know anything really about the story, what the deal is there. It's just very nothing, pretty much. You're kind of just working with basically no information here. We know that. We also know what, like, I guess that's about it. We just know about a few new Pokemon, and that's the extent of it. We don't really have any other info to go off of, so they gotta give us, you know, more information. And then finally, this really interesting little comparison here between the original games, which I want to show you right here. So this is a comparison between the original games of, you know, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and a comparison to the originals and the BDSP games, which, yes, I've got to say, they really have been able to emulate that style and charm of the originals. And I'm gonna be honest, now that I see more vibrant compared to the original, like to the first BDSP trailer, it looks a million times better, man. I'll be honest with you. Like, they've really made it feel more vibrant. Now, again, is it perfect? Of course not. You know, like, you know, it would have been better if, in my opinion, if it looked like, you know, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Like, that was what I, you know, personally would have preferred. But again, I'll take it because honestly, they did a great job with this. Like, it emulates the style really well, and I'm fucking happy with it. Okay, I'm just happy with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm happy with it. I can't be disappointed. I mean, they did a great job, just, you know, emulating the style, which is kind of what they were going for, I guess, anyways. So, you know, they did a good job. That's all I'm gonna say. So there's that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's more or less. And now this intro scene, by the way, this is funny because it's basically the same style. It's just incredible. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, basically that is it. There's not really much else to say. Thanks so much for watching, guys. The question of the day is on the screen. And that's it for today. I'll see you all next time. Peace out and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.